Hello, everyone. Hold on, let me fix my camera as usual. Apparently, it's just physically weird. Try that. How is everybody? How's your Monday been treating you? All of those things. Sorry, I got multiple different problems here. All right. Uh, hello. If you did not see earlier today, Apple announced how you get to get your actual hands on a Vision Pro for development purposes. So I think I'm going to spend tonight trying to look into what it takes to sign that up. Are you getting a DTK? That is what the hope is. I haven't actually looked into it. I saw the announcement earlier today. I clicked on the link, and then I was underwater all day on work stuff. So I'm going to figure that out tonight. I'm going to see what I can do, see what they want. They've got a couple different options here. While I would love to get a developer kit, I don't think I'm special enough to get a developer kit. So we're going to take a look at the other options here. You can stream it, just kidding. Wait until you read the requirements. Oh, okay. That sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm sure that they're like locked down, you know. You gotta do whatever. Watching me from Senegal. Hi, welcome. Who is Ozdem? That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm interested to see what it takes. And I saw like you have to like write a report on why your app is good enough for this. So yeah, I'm gonna try it. I don't have a whole lot of high hopes that I will actually get a developer kit. These labs sound interesting. I do wish that there was more than one in the entire United States. Lockdown is an understatement. From what you need a locked room and a locked container. Then you need to ensure that you are 100% the only person who has access to it at all times, and no one else can see you use it, including family and friends. Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds I mean, honestly, like that sounds pretty intense, but also at the same time that sounds like, so I used to work for a company. I think this is no longer under NDA of any sort. I used to work for a company that did development for Xbox 360 apps. Xbox 360? No, Xbox One. And we did some apps for various companies that did Xbox One stuff. And then, yeah, no, they were pretty similar. It was like, oh, you know, and this was even after the Xbox One was out. It was like, you have to have this locked down, can't be anywhere. This is a developer toolkit, yada, yada, yada. It's like in a special place, and, you know, you take it out to do development against it. You put it back. You got to put it in a little locked cabinet. It's totally checked out. I mean, like, we had plenty of people who had access to it, but so it doesn't sound like it was like one person. Nobody else. No friends and family. Can't see it. It was more like, oh, you know, go over to the IT guy. He'll check you out, put it back, make sure you give it back before the end of the day. That kind of thing. It wasn't as intense as this sounds. But yeah, no. I'm interested to dig in and see what it takes. But yeah, no. So what I was saying was like I heard that you have to like submit some information about your app, you know, like as much information as possible. So I think I'm going to use digging through this as kind of a structure to say like, what is it that you know, I want to work on tonight. Kind of like take it from like, what are we doing to make this app like an actual real app, and what take it more towards what can we do in order to make our app look as impressive as possible and kind of sell Apple on, here's why you should give me a developer toolkit, because I'm going to make this app that's going to be kick-ass and you're going to want it on your app store. So that's the goal for tonight. We'll see what we're able to actually accomplish with that and what the requirements actually are. But yeah, you know, my hope is that I can kind of just be like, oh yeah, here's my way awesome app that you definitely want to use. So yeah, might as well just dig right into the top level here, and then we can fall back if it turns out that this is very obviously not for me. Apple Vision Pro Developer Kit. Have an innovative idea for an app or game. Requires building and testing. See, I think this is going to be the big one here. Requires. I don't think it's going to require a developer toolkit to build on Vision Pro. Like, I can build it just fine with a simulator, and, you know, it's not great, but, you know, I can definitely do it. I'm not building an app that, you know, I have to do, like, hand tracking or anything like that, where, you know, it needs a developer pro toolkit. Developer pro toolkit. Yeah. Vision Pro developer kit. I think that this is where Apple's going to get me on a technicality of, you don't need one. So this kit will help you deliver amazing spatial experiences by letting you quickly build, iterate, and test on Vision Pro. How it works, we will loan you a Vision Pro developer kit. Okay, so they're not selling it like they did the Apple Silicon developer kits, where they were like, you just give us like $500 and do the thing. It was more than $500, wasn't it? To prepare your app for the launch of the new App Store on Vision Pro. You'll also receive help setting up the device and onboarding, check-ins with Apple experts for UI design. Ooh. I mean, that's almost worth more than the thing itself. I wish that more Apple stores provided developer space and allowed us to build and test on stuff in the store. Yes, 100% yes. That is my number one thing for, like, doing even iOS development. It's like, oh, you know, I've got a bug that only happens on an iPhone 14 Pro Max. It's like, I don't have an iPhone. I do have an iPhone 14 Pro Max. On an iPhone 14 Pro or an iPhone 14 regular, you know, something like that. It's like, I don't have that specific device. Or even like back before I went crazy and decided to get the giganticest phone because they didn't make the small phones anymore. You know, that would be the other problem. It's like, oh, you need screenshots for your app on the biggest iPad and the biggest iPhone and whatever. And it's like, I don't have actual screenshots on it. And I think I can do it in the simulator, but it's very obviously a simulator. It doesn't look quite right. Doesn't lay out quite right. And it's like, I would love to be able to go and just like test stuff against these different things. I'm building a watchOS app right now. I haven't really started streaming this one, but I'm building a watchOS app right now. I've got a dinky little tiny, the small version of the like 3-ish-year-old watch. What is this? This is a Series 5. So what are we up to? I don't know. Yeah, I would love to be able to just go in and be like, okay, well, I want to go test my app on an Apple Watch Ultra. Can you let me just walk over there for a minute and install my app on your Apple Watch Ultra so that I can see what it does? How does it look? How does it work? Does it feel right? If I've got a giant thing on my wrist, can I like hit the buttons correctly? Stuff like that. Yeah, no, that would be nice. 2 additional code level support requests. This is just the TSI. It sounds like technical support incident, which are nice, but you know, check-ins with Apple experts for UI design, especially like UI design. That's something that I always need help on. Troubleshoot code. Apple owned device needs to be returned upon request. I like that they're being very specific about it this time. Hey, Chris Blatt, Moshi, how are you doing? Yeah, I remember last time with the Apple Silicon one, like everybody's like, what? You want it back? Why? I bought it. You gave you money for it. Now they're upfront. They're like, no. You need to give this back. Submit a brief application for a Vision Pro developer kit. You'll need to be an account holder in the Apple Developer Program, provide details about your team's development skills and existing apps, and agree to the terms and conditions. Applications will be reviewed and priority will be given to applicants creating an app that takes advantage of Vision OS features and capabilities. You know, I think my app is going to do that. And I think that's good. I think that I'm there. My app will take advantage of Vision OS features and capabilities. Does it require a dev kit? Probably not. Will it take advantage of these features? Yeah, it absolutely will. Anyway, let's see what we got. If you have an innovative idea for an app or game designed for Vision OS that requires building and testing on a device, apply for a developer kit. Please note that this is an Apple-owned development device. The kit will stay at its ship-to address in a private, secure workspace accessible only by you and your authorized developers. You'll have regular check-ins with Apple, and you'll need to return the kit at Apple's request. We are switching step by step into another world. Yeah. No, I do think that this is going to be a big deal. Like, it's expensive at first. It's kind of like the original iPhone. Like, expensive at first. Only a couple people are going to have it for the first year, whatever, until Apple starts getting the price down. But I do think that this is going to be a big deal in the long run. It's not going to be a big deal right away, but it'll be good to the people who were there first. Please select the primary reason you need a developer kit. I'd like to create a new app for this platform, and I have detailed plans for my app. I'd like to build an immersive app from a non-Apple platform. Sorry. Hold on one second. Sorry, my throat is just dying for a second. Like, trying to talk. Oh, this does stuff. Okay. I didn't mean to click on that, but I did. I'd like to bring my immersive app from a non-Apple platform to Vision Pro. So that's not true, because A, my app is not an immersive app, and it is on an Apple platform. I'd like to build a new Vision OS app based on my existing iPad OS, iOS, or Mac OS app. I think that this is me. I'd like to view and test how my existing iPad OS or iOS app will work as a compatible app on Vision Pro. Okay, that's not me. So yeah, I'm this third one, which is that I'm taking Kineo, which is an iOS and iPad OS app, and I'm making a new Vision OS app, specific app, based on that app. I think that's what we're doing. Tell us about the app. Okay, tell us about the app that you'll build. Okay, I can't highlight that apparently. Tell us about the app that you'll build for Apple Vision Pro and how it will utilize key Vision OS capabilities. Describe the user experience you have in mind. This information will be used to allocate kits in order to help ensure a diverse set of apps when the App Store launches on Apple Vision Pro. And I have 250 words. Hello, Mr. Type. Hello, Mr. Guy. How are you doing? How was your... Well, I guess it's Tuesday for you, right? How's your Tuesday going? I wonder how many developer toolkits they're giving out. Probably not many, is the other part of this. You're doing good? Awesome. Okay, so this is 250 words. This sounds like a high school essay. We'll do it. I kicked ass at high school essays. I was good at high school essays. Work's almost done. Over or under 100? Oh, developer toolkits? I would say over, but probably not by much. I would say maybe... I think that's the right order of magnitude, though. 200, 300 maybe? Not a lot. It's not going to be 1,000. It's not going to be 10,000, certainly. I would, yeah. Especially when they're saying, we're going to have regular check-ins with you. There can't be that many. All right. Yeah, so 250 words. I think I'm going to bring up, yeah, we can bring up a document and figure out what we're going to do there. App Store category. Yeah, I mean, these are just the regular categories. I don't even remember what the App Store category for Kineo is. Is there just like a... Yeah, I don't remember. Graphics and design. Yeah, that makes sense. Estimated time to develop and distribute. That depends on how crazy work is. I would imagine it's probably... It's not over a year. That's for sure. Three to 6 months feels like it's cutting it close. I mean, I can do a lot in 3 to 6 months. 4 to 7 months, yeah, exactly. No, like 4 to 10, somewhere in between these two. I would say 7 to 12 months, just because it's like, I don't know. Eh. I could probably get it done in 6 months. I don't think I could get it done well in 6 months. It also is like, how much time can I dedicate to this? Because I am a nights and weekends developer. What I need is Apple to say like, hey, we'll give you a dev toolkit, and like, this is the developer toolkit, and we will like meet with you in person, and also we'll give you a grant of like $X,000 so that you can just quit your job for a bit and just build this app. Like, if Apple wants to, give developer toolkit grants, yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to say 7 to 12 months, just because, I could do it in 3 to 6 months if I had, no day job, and this was all I was focused on. Select the platforms for which you've previously developed. iOS or iPadOS, definitely. macOS, tvOS, or watchOS, yep. Android, technically yes. Just quit your day job, yeah. I mean, I'd love to, but I also like having food and a house. Easy. Hey, I've got the little sub counter down at the bottom that's like, quit my day job. I think it's at like 5,000 subs or something, right? It's down in the thing. Here, I'm gonna create a infinite loop here. Make sure that we're muted. Yeah. Oh, see, it's only 3,000 sub points. Look at this. This is easy. Get me up to that. And, oh, it just says Cocotype's goal. It doesn't even say like what my goal is. That goal is, I thought I had marked it as like, quit my day job at 3,000 sub points, 2,000 whatever. That's all I need. So it'll be fine. Select the platforms for which you previously developed, Android or Windows. I mean, technically, I've developed for both Android and Windows. I've actually done more Windows programming than I've done Android programming. It has been a while since I've seriously done any Android programming. I'm going to say Windows as well. I mean, it's been a while since I've done any serious Windows programming either, but I did actually do serious Windows programming. I never really got super into Android. So I would say that those are my 3 platforms here. Definitely have not done any work for any VR platforms. PSVR 2, Valve Index, MetaQuest, OpenXR. I don't even know what OpenXR is. Yeah, definitely have not done any work for that. Select up to 3 tools and frameworks you've used to develop software. SwiftUI, definitely. RealityKit, no. ARKit, yes. SceneKit, yes. It says select up to 3. I think I'm going to have to drop some of these. UIKit, yes, definitely. You may not select more than 3 options. Unity, Unreal Engine, WebXR. Haven't done any of those. Other. I have done other. I'm going to say SwiftUI, ARKit, UIKit. While I've done SceneKit, I've never done SceneKit separate from ARKit, so I think it makes more sense for me to say ARKit. Yeah. Because that makes it sound like, oh yeah, I've done like a game or something that was in SceneKit, and I've never done anything like that. I've only done SceneKit stuff to lay out ARKit information. Select up to 2 skills you have proficiency in. 3D design, nope. 3D animation, nope. Graphics and media, nope. Game design, nope. Sound design, nope. Other. Programming. Streaming, I don't know. Video production, that would be the closest. Let us know about an app that you've created that showcases skills relevant to creating experiences for Apple Vision Pro. App Store URL. I mean, yeah, that's... I should actually be writing all of this down, like in a different document. Hang on one second. Let's try that. I'm gonna put this in craft. I need to hide all of the other things that I have in craft. Okay. I'm back. All right, so there's our Vision Pro DTK application. Let's say, let's go back to here. Count information, that's all filled out automatically. Primary goal. I'd like to build a new Vision OS app based on my previous app information. Can I just click this text? Thank you. Yeah, I don't have anything filled out for that. App Store category. Graphics and design. Estimated time. That's 7 to 12 months. Development experience. Platforms. We said iOS, macOS, and Windows. I did not check VR platforms because that's not true. Tools and frameworks. SwiftUI, ARKit, UIKit. I love that, you know, they ask, have you used macOS up here? And I said yes, but then AppKit is not in this list. They're like, nobody cares about AppKit. Relevant work. That's the App Store URL. Hey, Mono, how are you doing? Cool. All right. Following terms and conditions. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah, let's read through these, like Holic said. Oh God, it's very bright. Sleepy? You need more coffee? Where's Dark Reader? Hello, come back. Okay, apparently we just don't have that. Oh no, it's Noir on this machine, isn't it? It would be right here. And it's currently turned off. You're up very late doing Swifty things? Yeah, I did that last night too. I was up too late doing... I was actually uploading all of my VODs because I'd tried to do that all week, and try reader mode in the browser. Oh, that's a good idea. It's youtube.com/@cocotype, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, I actually put up all of my VODs on YouTube now. Or not all, obviously. I have a couple years worth of that. I put up everything since I started working on the Vision Pro. So those are all up there now. And then I did a YouTube short of my attempt to do the MetaQuest stuff. So those are both on YouTube now. And I stayed up way too late working on that because, I don't know, I wanted to. But yeah, let's download this, and then nope, reader mode doesn't work. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna actually just copy and paste everything in here, and we're gonna bring that open in Craft as well. Okay, I actually didn't need to make that secret mode. I was like, worried about that was gonna work, but yeah, developer. Is it actually a DTK? It just says developer kit. It's just agreement. Okay. Read the following terms and conditions carefully. Let's read them carefully. Developer kit, or DK, the Donkey Kong, means the pre-release hardware, accessories, Pelican case. Still don't know if it's the correct way, but seems legit. Wrapping my cards and row views in a button so they get an on-press effect. Ooh. We might look at that later. I don't know. That's good. Pelican case. Yeah, Pelican case. Okay, apparently they send a case for this. Packaging and any other documentation, content, example, videos, information, and other materials provided by Apple to you as part of this DK program, including any Apple software and any services pre-installed or otherwise provided to you under the DK program. The measure and fit application for iOS. Ooh, interesting. You're posting in the SwiftUI channel last night, but it seems to work well now. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think you can create an on-press effect. It's, what is it? The, button style is how you do that. Oh, I guess the fact that I say button style means that it has to be a button, doesn't it? Yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. Measure and fit application. Okay, so I guess there's an application to, like, measure your head. Most of the ones you tried killed scrolling, so you had to use button. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, some of the gesture stuff on SwiftUI can be a little bit of a pain. Release notes and Zeiss optical inserts provided by Zeiss, their agents or representatives. Okay, so definitely a good thing here is that, like, I could definitely see them doing developer kit, and they're like, hey, we don't have lenses yet, so if you wear glasses, you don't get to have a developer kit. So good to see that they at least allow that. Developer kit program means the developer program that provides access. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Authorized developer means your employees, who each have an active and valid Apple developer account with Apple, have a demonstrable need to know or use the developer kit in order to develop and test your applications. And to the extent such individuals will have access to confidential information, each have written and binding agreements with you to protect the unauthorized use and disclosure of such Apple confidential information. Unless permitted by Apple in writing, you have no more than 10 authorized developers disclosed under this addendum. You agree to maintain an accurate list of your authorized developers, and upon request, promptly provide a copy of the list to Apple. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of trouble with this one because I don't have any employees at all. It's me. And maybe the cat occasionally. That's it. And only one of the cats. The other cat, no. This DK program is designed to help you build compatible software applications for Apple's pre-release hardware. Compile Swift doesn't work for you? Not yet. Hey, if I get a developer toolkit, I was going to say I'll find a way to make it an employee, but I don't know. I don't know that I want that kind of disruptive employee on my team. To join this DK program and use the developer kit, you must be a member in good standing of the Apple developer program. I am in good standing with them. They like me. They think I'm great. You must have entered into the current terms of the Apple Developer Program License Agreement, the DPLA. Yes. He does bring out coffee at the latest of times, yeah. Well, see, he drinks all of the coffee that I don't drink. You trust his coffee game? He does stream until like 1 in the morning his time. I can't do that. I can barely stream until 11 p.m. my time. And you must be selected by Apple. That does seem like an important step. Apple reserves the right to refuse your admission to the DK program or revoke access to the DK program at any time, as set forth in Section 10. The terms and conditions of this developer kit program and loan addendum are in addition to the terms of your DPLA, and defined terms not defined herein have the same meaning as set forth in the DPLA. Usage term will commence on the date that you accept this addendum and will automatically expire and terminate without notice from Apple 90 days after the first commercial release of Apple Vision Pro. Seems fine. It's fair enough. Hey, thanks for the follow, Andico Rosari. My sound does not seem to be working. Hold on, let's fix that. Yeah, there we go. Where were we at? 90 days. Yeah. Nope. Fair enough. The developer kit is being loaned to you and is not a gift. Apple will arrange for delivery of the DK to you at the ship to address you have designated. Apple retains all right. Okay. So this might be important because my address for my business, as far as Apple is concerned, is not anywhere near where I actually live. Mostly because it's where the business was founded, and that business still, like, that's still the official, for government purposes, headquarters of the business. But it is no longer anywhere near where I live. So, that one's, you know, we'll figure out if the ship to address that they give is what we actually have. Apple retains all right, title, and interest in the developer kit, including all Apple software pre-installed on or otherwise accompanying the pre-release hardware. Nothing in this addendum shall be construed as conveying to you or any other party any ownership rights, title, or interest in the developer kit. Any taxes that may be levied on the developer kit or its use shall be your responsibility. Is somebody going to charge me taxes for using the developer kit? I don't know. You agree to promptly notify Apple if there are any issues with delivery. For example, the developer kit does not arrive. Developer kit is damaged when it arrives. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to receive this developer kit. Like, I'm going to apply for the developer kit. It's going to arrive as broken. I'm like, oh well. That's fine. While the developer kit is in your and your authorized developer possession, you are responsible for any physical loss of or damage to it, as well as any misuse or mishandling of the developer kit, including the usage restrictions for such developer kit, until it has been returned to and received by Apple. You shall immediately contact Apple if the developer kit or any part thereof is lost, stolen, or broken. If the developer kit is broken, you agree to return the developer kit to Apple immediately, and Apple in its sole discretion shall decide whether to replace any developer kit that is lost, stolen, broken, or damaged. You agree to return the developer kit in good working condition upon the expiration of the term, unless it's been lost, stolen, or damaged in such a way that it's no longer operable, in which case you are responsible for notifying Apple. All of this seems totally reasonable. You agree that all access to usage of and storage of the developer kit will be in a private, secure workspace accessible only by you and your authorized developers, fully enclosed within solid doors, walls, floors, and ceilings, and locks that can be engaged when the DK is in use. Okay. This is interesting. Locks that can be engaged when the developer kit is in use. I feel like that's not currently true about anywhere where I would have this. I can make it possible. 100% I can make it possible. It's just not currently a thing that I have. But yeah. My office door does not lock. I think that would be a requirement. Hey, thanks for the follow, Ozcosta. Yeah, I mean, that's really the only way I can think of to pronounce that. Ozcosta. You must ensure that any unauthorized persons, including any family, friends, roommates, or household employees, none of them live in my house. It's fine. I'm very alone. Do not access, view, handle, or use the developer kit. When in use, the developer kit should be in your positive control, on your person, or within your direct line of sight at all times. Fair enough. You must ensure that the developer kit is passcode protected. Never leave it unattended. When not in use, turn it off and store it in its locked Pelican case in a locked space that only you have access to. For example, a locked room or closet, a safe or locked drawer. All totally reasonable. So Apple can watch you sleeping. No, it's got to be in the Pelican case, so they can't watch me sleeping. Or else they totally would, and they need me to protect them from themselves. It has to be in a locked space. It has to be locked in the Pelican case, so they can't see me. Developer kit may not be moved or taken away from its ship-to address by you or your authorized developers without Apple's prior written consent. Totally reasonable. If you... Very smart, yeah. You know, Apple just can't stop itself from spying on developers, and they need you to put it in the case. Otherwise, you don't know what they'll do. They could be up to any shenanigans. Oh, I need to fix that Dev Club Discord link. We have a new Discord link. You can actually go to this. Jay set this up. That is a better, nicer version of the Discord URL. And you can go there to hang out with me and some other Swift streamers, including Mono and this guy NZ and Compile Swift and Nutterfy and Jay and Biozol and FolkU Developer. All the people. Where were we? Nobody sees anything. Keep it in a locked space that only you have access to. Developer kit may not be moved or taken away from its ship-to address. Yep. If you will be away from your workspace for more than 10 days, consult with your Apple point of contact about how to keep the developer kit safe while you are away. Hey, if this gives me an excuse to only spend a week at my parents' house for the holidays, see, that's fine. Consult with your Apple point of contact about how to keep the developer kit safe while you're away. You agree to restrict access to the developer kit to you and your authorized developers, and take all reasonable precautions to safeguard the developer kit from loss or theft. Yeah, no. I think that all is reasonable. Return of the DK. You agree to promptly return the DK with all accompanying Apple software in its original Pelican case and packaging to Apple or its agents to the address designated by Apple for such return no later than 30 days after the end of the term, or as otherwise earlier requested by Apple, including via email or announcement by Apple on developer.apple.com. So they say no later than 30 days after the end of the term. The term was 90 days after the first commercial release of Apple Vision Pro. So does this mean you have 120 days after the release of Vision Pro to return it? It's weird that the term ends 90 days later, but then you have 30 days after the term. Where are we at? We are down here. Including via email or announcement. Yep. You agree that Apple may recall and be entitled to immediate return of the developer kit for any reason whatsoever. Failure to return the developer kit may affect your eligibility for future programs and/or events. You agree that the developer kit and all information disclosed by Apple to you that relates to the developer kit or the developer kit program, Apple's products, designs, business plans, business opportunities, finances, research, development, blah, 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 will be considered confidential information. Without limiting the foregoing, unless you have Apple's prior written approval, email is permissible. You agree not to use the developer kit in any public place, share or display it to anyone other than their authorized developers. You agree to ensure your authorized users. Ooh, you can have authorized users? Tell me more about these authorized users. Do the same. This includes discussing, publicly writing about, or reviewing the developer kit, whether online, in print, in person, or on social media. You may not post or permit. Yeah, so like I won't be able to stream anything like this. I mean, I knew that was the case, but hey, would have enjoyed it. You may not post or permit your authorized developers to post any photos, videos, or reactions to or about the developer kit, including information in logs stored on or generated by the developer kit, or your application running on the developer kit. Fair enough. You agree to use the confidential information solely for the permitted uses of the developer kit, as set forth in Section 7 below. You agree not to use confidential information otherwise for its own or any other third-party benefit, without the prior written approval of an authorized representative of Apple in each instance. Fair enough. Yes, okay. I was going to say, I didn't see this, but I did see it. I did not see that. I skipped right past it. I can't even tell anybody if I did receive a developer kit. I mean, that's... It makes total sense. And I've done confidential stuff from Apple before. And yeah, no, you can't say anything. You really cannot say anything. But yeah, just even going like, oh yeah, I got a developer kit. That's... Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. Totally reasonable terms for them to set, but... What is a developer kit? I've never heard of a developer kit. I don't know what you're talking about. No, because you can't even be coy like that. They will get you. They'll say like, hey, no, you know, they're not going to play around with that kind of thing. Licenses and restrictions. See, now I am interested about this authorized users. Sounds interesting. Oh, what is it though? All right. Oh, okay. I thought you were honestly messing with me. Apple is providing some limited set of developers the ability to get a Vision Pro, probably not a fully baked version of the Developer Pro, or sorry, the Vision Pro, early so that you can build apps against it. First rule of the developer kit, don't talk about the developer kit. Yeah, exactly. Second rule of the developer kit, don't talk about the developer kit. Third rule, if this is your first night with the developer kit, you must develop. I don't remember any of the other rules. But yeah, that's what this is. This is for getting a developer kit to be able to actually build apps and run apps on a real world device. Subject compliance, yada yada yada. I think this looks like the boring legal part. I mean, it's all boring legal part, but some of it's exciting boring legal parts. You agree not to use the developer kit for any purpose other than testing and development by applications designed to operate on or in combination with the same operating system for which the developer kit is designed. Apple's documentation and instructions. You install any seed updates. You must install seed updates as they become available by Apple within 14 days. Fair enough. Don't use the DK for any other purpose. Be solely responsible for all activities undertaken by you under this addendum. Applications must be developed in accordance with this addendum and the DPLA. Yep. You may not do any of the following. Make any changes, alterations, or modifications to the DK or any part thereof. So no putting stickers on it. Don't remove or tamper with any markings or label that may already be affixed. So no putting stickers on, no taking stickers off. Don't do either one of those things. No decompiling, reverse engineering, decrypting, or disassembling. I wouldn't know what I was doing anyway. Or attempt to derive the source code of the DK or otherwise reduce the software portions of the DK to a human perceivable form. You may not perceive the developer kit. Copy or backup any part of the software, modify or create parts, derivative works, display, demonstrate, video, photograph, or make any drawings or renderings of, or take any images or measurements of, or run any benchmark tests or other competitive analysis on the developer kit. You really can't perceive the developer kit. Don't do it. Rent, lease, sell, loan, assign, sub-license, distribute, transfer, or share. Or don't mortgage the DK. Don't do that. Don't use it to develop competing hardware or operating systems or assist third parties to do so. Yep. Apple software, don't worry about it. Sample code. No streaming development with the developer kit now, unfortunately. I mean, that would have been fun, but there was never any hope of them allowing that. It would have been cool, but hey, you know, if Apple wants to, you know, as long as I'm like begging for things from Apple, because I begged them for a grant earlier too, you know, I'm just going to include this entire VOD as my application. Just be like, Apple, allow me to stream and also give me a bunch of money in addition to giving me the developer kit. And I will become your number one biggest promoter of development for the Vision OS. I will sit here and be like, everybody should be developing for Vision OS. I will become Apple's, like, mostly, well, I was going to say unpaid mouthpiece, but I am asking for money. So I will become Apple's sponsored mouthpiece of Vision OS development. Craig, call me. You have my number already, I think. You have ways of accessing my number. Consent to and use of data. Apple may collect information about how you use your device, such as hardware and operating system specifications. Don't they know that? Hand measurements and movements, eye calibration measurements and errors, your surroundings such as room size, lighting quality, and nearby objects detected by the device. Developer analytics does not include identifiable information, health data, raw images recorded by the device cameras, or information about race, ethnicity, or skin tone. I'm interested. Does it have HealthKit? Does anybody know if that's a thing on Vision OS? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Because that would be an interesting one. They do or do not get video from the device. So it sounds like they obviously get video into the OS. But it sounds like they then do the mapping that they've got, and then they'll send information about that mapping, like total light level and like the general size of your room. But it sounds like they don't get raw video now. Information collected is not tied to your Apple ID. Apple privacy preserving techniques. You can review this information on your Vision OS device in settings. If you have location services turned on, location may also be sent to Apple. Strength of weakness of a Wi-Fi signal. If you send analytics information, Apple may correlate across devices, syncing using end-to-end. Yeah, and I mean, even what they are collecting is like what they're collecting off of a developer kit that they say, here, I'm going to highlight that so I can get back to it. Somewhere around here, they're like, you do not own this. Apple owns this. You are just getting to borrow it for a minute. I don't remember where that was. Yeah, nothing in this addendum shall be construed as conveying to you any ownership rights, title, or interest in the developer kit. This is Apple saying, no, this is our developer kit that we are giving to you for a little bit. Like, we are loaning this to you. It's ours. You have nothing. So the fact that they're still keeping that privacy preserving, even in that case, is good. And then I think, there'll only be more. Sorry. This one particular artist makes very loud songs, and I'm just going to downvote every song that they produce because it's too loud and I can't hear myself think anymore. You may choose to disable location services. Blah, 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 blah. You acknowledge and agree that Apple has permission to collect all of this information. Yep. Apple is not obligated to provide any maintenance, technical, or other support for the developer kit. You acknowledge that Apple has no express or implied obligation to make available a commercial version of the developer kit to anyone in the future. If a commercial version is made available, it may have features or functionality that are different from those found in the developer kit. Upon expiration of the term, you shall immediately cease all use of the developer kit, including any and all Apple software. Okay, so this is where that gap came from earlier that I was wondering about. That the term ends 90 days after release, but then you have 30 days to return it. But it sounds like after that 90 days, you have to stop using it. Like, you're done. Hands down. You can't use it anymore. You still have 30 days to return it, but you got to stop. Stop touching it. All of these survive expiration or termination of the addendum. Yep. If you provide any ideas, Apple is free to use and incorporate them without paying you royalties, so long as Apple doesn't infringe your patents, copyrights, or trademark rights. Fair enough. No warranty. Makes sense. The developer kit is not fully tested and is only to be used for limited testing and development purposes as set forth in Section 7. Yep. Should not be relied upon to perform in the same manner as a final release commercial grade product, nor used with data that is not sufficiently and regularly backed up. Don't put anything on here that is only ever going to copy on here, because it might crash. It might burn. It might go away. Don't, write your thesis on the developer kit. Just don't do it. You acknowledge that Apple may or may not have publicly announced the availability of such pre-release Apple software or services, that Apple has not promised or guaranteed to you that any such pre-release software or services will continue to be made, will be announced, or made available to anyone in the future. So, what is on the hardware may not ship ever. Deal with it. Bunch of loud, angry letters. Yep, that's fine. Don't use the developer kit in nuclear facilities, aircraft navigation or communication systems, aircraft control, life support, or weapon systems. There goes my plan of building a developer or a Vision Pro based nuclear launch system. I know, right? I really wanted to. Limitation of liability. This is just Apple saying. You had so many ideas after Oppenheimer. Basically, Apple doesn't owe you anything beyond $50, unless you're personally injured. So okay, you're good if the thing melts to your face and your eyes get burned. Apple will still pay for that. But anything else, they'll only give you at most $50. They're like, here's $50, shut up and go away. In addition to this, you agree to indemnify and hold harmless, and upon Apple's request, defend any Apple indemnified party from any and all losses related to your unauthorized use of the developer kit. So basically, Apple's saying, hey, if you tank our stock price because you said the developer kit sucks, hey, Apple's gonna come after you for that money. Equitable release. You acknowledge that unauthorized disclosure could cause irreparable harm to Apple that may be difficult to ascertain. You agree that Apple will have the right to seek injunctive release and enforce obligations under this addendum. Don't export it to North Korea. See, my buddy Kim, he's not going to be able to have access to this. Currently, Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Sudan, or Syria. Or to anyone on the U.S. Treasury Department's list of specially designated nationals, so I can't give it to Eagle Knot. or the U.S. Department of Commerce's denied persons list or entity list. So I also can't give it to Compile Swift. Yeah, no, it makes sense. In using this developer kit, you represent and warrant that you are not located in, under the control of, or a national or resident of any such country, or on any such list. You will not use the developer kit for any purposes or prohibited by United States law, including, without limitation, the development, design, manufacture, or production of nuclear, missile, chemical, or biological weapons. Didn't say anything about traditional weapons. We're good. Mono's moving up the list. See, now the thing is, they didn't list Australia because, as we all know, Australia isn't real. Australia doesn't exist. FCC notice. This is the same thing on every FCC thing. It might cause interference. Deal with it. Severability. Hey, if any of this is found illegal, you know, it doesn't void the whole contract. It only voids that part of the contract. Hooray! We read all of the contract. Okay, so like, what are the interesting bits that we found in the contract? They're going to give you a locked case and potentially some lenses if you can't see super good. You can't even tell people that you got this, much less anything more than that. You got to lock it up. It makes total sense. Keep it in a locked cabinet. Keep it in a locked room. Yeah, no, the keeping it in a locked cabinet when you're not using it, that makes sense. Keeping it in a locked room when you are using it, like you have to lock the doors and you're the only person allowed in that room. That's a little bit more intense than I'm used to from like the Xbox stuff that I dealt with in the past. But blink twice if you didn't not get a developer kit. Well, I haven't done anything yet. I have not yet agreed to this agreement. So, you know, I can say whatever I want, which is that Apple did not send me a developer kit in advance of them even offering the developer kit. Yeah. So what was interesting, the one thing that I saw in here that I didn't get any information of is that they said that there's authorized developers here. These are your developers, your employees who have access to it. Lock the door. The entire world has seen the device. Like, come on, Apple. Yeah. But hey, you know, they don't know what... Yeah, I don't even know what you'd be able to see there. Because it's like... It goes directly into my eyes, so... It's not like anybody can ascertain anything from the fact that I've got this on. They're like, oh yeah, that looks like the Apple thing. If it were like, because, you know, like the guy who lost the iPhone 4 in the bar, it's like, yeah, you can see this device that nobody else has seen yet. That seems like a big deal. I know for a while, in between them announcing the Apple Watch and the Apple Watch actually shipping, they hadn't really shown off too much of the hardware. And so some Apple employees were like wearing the Apple Watch, but it had to stay off. Like if you know, you could not show anything. And I think they even had to wear like long sleeves, so just in case like they got a notification or something, nobody could see the notification. But again, that's stuff that's A, visible outside of everything, and B, you know, still not publicly available. What is happening with the Vision Pro? Like, I guess you could see the like stuff that's projected on the outside with the like fake eyeballs stuff. That'd be about the only thing that you'd be able to see from outside that, you know, people haven't already seen. What I was looking here, yeah, authorized developers, your employees who have an active and valid developer account. Yeah, so like you get to have 10 authorized developers who can touch this. They had a mention of authorized users at one point. And it's like your authorized users aren't allowed to touch anything. But they don't say what authorized users are. Like that doesn't seem to be a thing that's defined anywhere. Because they explicitly separate it out from authorized developers. You can't share or display it to anybody other than your authorized developers. You agree to ensure that your authorized users are the same way. Apple's going to scan your surroundings, and if they see a person standing in front taking videos of you, yeah. So that's interesting. I want to know what an authorized user is, because I'm sure that eventually you're going to be like, okay, I've built this app. I want somebody who is not a developer, whether that's somebody that is an employee but is not a developer, to test it out. Like, how does this work? Is this a good enough app? The same way that you would do any user testing for any app, which is definitely a thing that I do, and don't just toss stuff over the wall to the App Store. But yeah, like you have early testers, early stuff like that. I'm interested in learning what an authorized user is, because they don't define it anywhere else. But yeah, so there's all the boring legal stuff. What else we got? Where were we at? You test your apps before releasing? I test them sometimes, usually, but I don't tend to give them to anybody else to test. I did a whole set of streams at one point, being like, I'm gonna set up a beta program for my apps, and I'm gonna let people sign up for them. And walled gardens are designed to have things thrown over the wall. Yeah, I want to have like an official beta program, and I'm gonna get people involved. They're gonna get interested, and I'm gonna blah blah blah. And I did all of that, and then I don't think I ever shipped any actual releases to it. And I think you can actually probably still sign up for some of them. Like, if you go to kineo.app/beta. Yeah, here's this. Beta update. No. Blackhighlighter.app/beta. Nothing here. Beta.cocotype.com? I don't even remember where I put them. Oh, hey, look. There's clearly something here, but I don't have the certificates. Or is this just true of anything that I type in here? I type mono NZ. No, there's clearly something there, it just has no certificate. Yeah, let's visit this it's a 404 page. Hey, thanks for the follow, Control-Alt-Scalderon. Yeah, so there was something here, but it's just a 404. But yeah, at one point I really wanted to be able to have betas of my apps, but I am just way too lazy to actually do it. So I don't know. Yeah, I probably should, but I don't. You didn't know you were a subdomain? You're not a subdomain, apparently. I was wondering if I had just like a whole area. So what's interesting that, okay, so we went through this earlier. Like, here's all of the stuff. What's interesting that I had kind of heard people kind of discussing, but I don't see here, is that like there's no place to submit a video of your app and be like, here's what I've built so far, here's my idea, here's some screenshots I've got. They don't have anything like that. They just have a link to your app. Tell us about it. 250 words. So yeah, maybe I'll just, I don't know. I'll probably apply for this off stream. I don't know that there's too much else. Just use the non-app link to a YouTube page. Oh, okay. But this says link to an app from a non-Apple platform. Oh, websites, demo video, etc. Okay. No, they even say, do this for a demo video. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I might do that then. Make like a unlisted. See, now I can sneak this in, this whole streaming thing. Like, hey, you should go check out my link to my demo video that just so happens to be hosted on YouTube on this channel that has a bunch of videos. What are these other videos? You should watch some of these other videos to see how I've been doing Vision Pro development. Huh? Yeah, you're the VODs page. Exactly. Now that I've been uploading my VODs to YouTube, like and subscribe. Yeah, now that I've got things actually on my YouTube page and it's not literally just this HomePod Finder demonstration from 5 years ago, I should tell Apple, like, hey, you should go check out this website. All right. So then what kinds of cool things can we put in our demo video? Because right now we don't have a whole lot going on here. And I think we need to start working on at least faking some amount of this to be like, hey, here's what I'm thinking about doing. Have I broken this completely after playing with that MetaQuest stuff? Let's try launching it from here. Nope, it seems to be gone. There we go. There's our window. So yeah, I mean, we got started on having a UI and getting it actually working. I think what we need to do is I think we really want to focus on what does the UI for this look like? And can we get this actually playing a video? And then I think the other thing that I want to do, I haven't told anybody about this yet, so this is the announcement of this new feature that I'm going to do. It's a feature that's going to come to iOS, but I'm building it because it can be on Vision OS. And I think what we can do with it on Vision OS is cooler than what we can do with it on iOS. So what I want to do is in the iOS app, hold on, let's run the iOS app. This is the global exclusive of new features for Kineo announcement. Y'all get to hear about it here first. And you get to hear about all of the new features first because this is where I build them, but so in the iOS app, we have this, Gits Notepad. We have this where you've got the ability to change the background, and you can like pick a background color, and you can pick a image that requires Kineo Pro. That's fine. I would like to buy Kineo Pro. This seems like a cool app. I would love it. Are you serious? You're gonna make me sign in? Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna buy Kineo Pro. Anyway, it's right here. You can put images and you can doodle images over them, etc., etc. Yeah, so you can put an image in the background here. That's what's going on there. What I want to do, and I think would be really cool in Vision specifically, is that I want this to not be just a background and then you get a background of a color and image. But what I want instead is the ability to have multiple layers, and those layers can be locked. So like the background layer, you can say like, oh, this is always going to be the background, or you can draw different layers on every page. I think that's what I would like to do. And the reason why I think it would be cool on Vision is you could actually make them have depth, and you could have like a parallax effect. And then ultimately the coolest part of this that I think I would like to do is how you edit the layers. And that's when you tap the layer button, what it would give you is something akin to Apple's View Debugger here, where the whole thing kind of slides out. You'll see in a second. Definitely this is there we go. Okay. Yeah, I want to do something similar to this where you like, here's all of your layers of your Kineo presentation, and you can kind of just go through here and see what they all are. And then you can like pick them up and change them and rearrange them and stuff like that. That's what I want to do, and I think it'd be really cool in Vision Land. to just be able to like, oh yeah, here's all the layers of your Kineo animation. And it's got stuff like this. So yeah, I think that'd be fun. And then what I really, really, really want to do, I don't know how many of y'all were here for my vacation week where I did the character animation stuff. And I never actually got it animating. I just did character detection stuff. I really would like for that to be able to be one of the layers where you just have like a character and you kind of record the character and it does that animation over a layer. And you're like, oh, here's a character layer. And it just, you know, you draw a character, you say animate this character, and then you can like act it out in front of the Vision Pro. And it's like, I'm waving my arms around and stuff. That's acting. That's my top-notch acting skills. You go, I'm waving my arms around, and that's acting. That's how you do it. But yeah, so that you could have characters in here, you could have backgrounds, you could have you hand-drawn animations, you could have all of these different things, and you know, just kind of put them all into place. And then yeah, with Vision, like you could space them out a little bit, so you could have almost like a puppet theater type effect to it. I think it'd be really cool. That's why it takes 7 to 12 months and not 3 to 6 months. It's because I have too many feature ideas. But yeah, so that's the general idea. What I want to try to do tonight is I kind of want to see, can I build this? Yeah, the puppet theater idea. I think that would be neat. I kind of want to try to build this view. Like, can we see what that looks like in Vision OS, where when we click the layers button, it pops out all of our layers, and we see what we got. So, we got this button here, this little layers button. Right now, it does that because that's what all of these buttons do. But I want to see, like, can we almost like fade out the other controls and then have this rotate in 3D. I want to see what that does. So that's what I'm going to try to work on tonight. And I accidentally quit all of the simulators instead of just the one. Because yeah, being able to do like a demo video of like, here's what I think this should look like. I think that'd be really cool. And there wasn't a deadline that anybody saw on here, right? When do you have to apply for the Vision Pro buy? I don't see like a apply by this date or else you're screwed. You're never going to get one. And hey, if I do that character animation thing, I can use that as a reason why I require a developer kit. Can you import stickers into Kineo and animate them? You cannot import stickers into Kineo. You can export stickers from Kineo. Vision Pro is really cool, but yeah, it's expensive. Yeah. Yeah, saw the easily create stickers from photos recently. Ooh. Yeah, because you could have... Could be cool to animate a sticker of yourself, yeah. Well, so yeah, no, I was kind of thinking of like... Yeah, no. I mean, that's... Where you just kind of pull in things. Well, I mean, you could definitely do that with the, like, yeah, no, that's exactly what I did too, is I immediately made a ton of cat stickers. Let me see if I can find, It's all cat and dog stickers. I think there's only one human in here, and it's a picture of my sister showing stuff to a cat. But this is almost all cats. There's also one dog. Import them into Kineo and have them run around, yeah. Vision OS cat sticker theater. I think what you would be able to do with the image, so like I've so far considered the images to be like a background, but I wonder what I could do if I did like an image layer where you're able to just move the image and it's not a drawing and you just kind of like move stuff around. That could be another one, interesting one. Let me write that down somewhere. Where's my issues? There we go. The stickers are some sort of transparent ping. Yeah. Oh. Yes. I was going to say, we don't have access to the stickers, but we could totally allow people to just like drag and drop stickers in. Because we don't have access to like, oh, where are your stickers? But what we do have access to is, well, we have access to their photo library. We have access to, we have the ability to extract subjects from images. Okay, so I'm gonna write a bunch of this down. Sticker ideas. Courtesy of Mono NZ. NZ. I'm gonna pronounce it correctly because you're giving me cool ideas. I assume New Zealand uses Z, right? I'm pretty sure only America uses the Z pronunciation, right? US and often in Canada, Z everywhere else. Should be able to add stickers to Kineo. Can import subjects from photos such as cats. Image layers should be able to move images around, not just backgrounds. I noticed on Threads you mentioned not using a Chromium-based browser. What's your go-to browser? My go-to browser is just Safari everywhere. I originally did it. I mean, I used Chrome for a while. Let's start that whole sentence over again. I used Chrome a long time ago. I actually liked Chrome. And then I had a MacBook Air at one point. I still do have a MacBook Air, but this is a different MacBook Air. And Chrome just killed the battery life on that thing. And that was why I switched at that point. Since then, I think they've gotten better at battery life. And so, like, it's not as big of a deal. But I see a lot of people, and I used to work pretty closely with a lot of web developers who are like this, which is like, oh, you know, as long as it works in Chrome, there's no reason in making it work on anything else. And kind of created this like Chromium Blink web renderer monoculture. And it was like, oh, you know, like having to deal with any other browser, like that's just stupid. And I see that a lot, even in like, you know, comment threads and stuff on the internet still. And I kind of just want to be a thorn in those guys' side, which is, it's almost like a protest act now. That I don't use Chrome because I don't like it when things don't work in Chrome. Or don't work outside of Chrome, sorry. And so I use Safari and occasionally Firefox just to, you know, let it be known that there are still people out there that do use these browsers. But yeah, every so often I still run into a website that's like, oh, this website only works in Chrome. And so I have to use a Chromium-based browser. It's gotten rarer and rare enough that for this machine, my main programming machine, I didn't have anything installed until just the other day when I was trying to do that MetaQuest headset stream, and I really wanted to be able to show on the screen what I was seeing. and their casting thing only worked in Chrome-based browsers. And so I was like, I finally bit the bullet and I installed it. And then I got it installed and it didn't work anyway. And then I went to a different computer just to make sure that it wasn't the fact that I was using Arc and not Chrome proper. I went to a different computer that did have Chrome installed, full Chrome, real Chrome, still didn't work. So they created an app, or they created a feature that just doesn't work in any browser at all. So it was not great. Mono says, would be cool to import yourself and your cat and do a flipbook animation with different backgrounds and going on adventures. Here's me and Mocha in Paris. Yes. Yeah, I mean, you could have the background, you could have you and the cat and just like bouncing around. Like, yeah, no, you could do that. Cause yeah, there's nothing stopping me from doing like grab things in the photo and put that in there. And like, yeah, this has long been a drawing focused app, but there's no reason it needs to be a drawing focused app. Terrence and Phillip vibes. Now that would be really cool to be able to segment them like that, but no, I don't think that's within my ability. I don't think that's within my ability within 7 to 12 months. But yeah, no, you could totally. So yeah, right now I've got it as a drawing app, but if I did this and then I had like a layers thing, then yeah, you could do like a basic animation tool like that. And there'd be no drawing at all. Something else that I've wanted to do for a long time is like one of the background layers could be a video. And then you have that video, you chop that video. Basically what you would do is you would import a video. I would have to put some kind of time limit on it because it's like, no, you're not going to upload the Lord of the Rings into here and draw all over it. But if you could import a short video and then like draw doodles over it, there used to be like a Reddit for that. I don't remember what it's called. It's like Angry Doodles or something. And you could like, it would just be like a goose walking around and somebody would draw like angry eyebrows on it or something like that. That was something that I considered for a long time, is like having that kind of video layer. I mean, yeah, you could do it with GIFs, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping that. I think it makes more sense to do the videos. Object detection to pull things out of images. Amazing to just look at the photo and pull the subject out with your hand like magic. Yeah, that is available in iOS 17 and presumably available in VisionOS. I actually don't know. Vision Kit available on VisionOS? It would be ironic if it wasn't. Yeah, VisionOS right here. Yeah, you do this image analysis interaction. One of these. And that allows you to like extract stuff. Yeah, okay, so this is the old documentation. Images that people can interact with, such as text and QR codes. But if you look at the newest version of this, it'll say you've got images in there as well. I'm trying to remember where. Analysis types, this is what we're looking for. So yeah, this includes machine readable codes, text, and visual lookup. But if we go to this on the most recent version, it includes not that. How do I go into beta? Image analysis interaction subject, yeah. There was definitely something that was like the types, and they had to explicitly create a new one that was like only what was there before and not the new one. I don't remember which one that was though. It's in here somewhere. But yeah, I mean, they have all of this availability in this, so I would have thought it would have been in here. I don't remember where I saw that. Because, yeah, they had to say explicitly, like, no, not the new stuff. I thought it was in this analysis types. I don't know. I saw it before, but I have no idea where it is. Yeah, is it preferred interaction types? I think this might be it. Yeah, here we go. So automatic text selection and data detectors, image subject and visual lookup. And then they had this new automatic text only. And it's like all of the interaction types except for image subjects and visual lookup. So what you could do here is, yeah, you could have this and you're like, oh, here's the thing that you've got. Basically, here's the subject. And then yeah, you can pull it out like that. And this does say it's on Vision OS, so we could totally do that. Amazing, just look at the photo and pull the subject out of your hand with your hand like magic. Yeah. Because I could see us doing like, oh, you've got your photo thing over here on the side. That's like a separate window. And then you're able to just like browse through your photos, click it, grab whatever, put that on your layer. I think that'd be fun. Man, I almost want to spend like a week working on like a trailer for what this app could be. Let's do it. I'm going to take the rest of the week off and just work on Vision Pro trailer. Oh, wow, it is really windy outside. Do it, do it, do it. My manager's on vacation right now. He can't stop me. Randy, if you're watching this, I'm taking the rest of the week off. But yeah, we wanted to see if we could get this thing to turn to everything there is a season. Where is our content view? Where's our toolbar? We got a bunch of toolbars in here. Here's our layer button. Let's go ahead and extract this out. We don't have anything in yeah. We don't have any non-committed work, basically is what I was asking. Layer button. What am I doing? I don't know. Currently, this does not have an action. I'm not going to worry about this action too much. I mean, I guess we would want it to be like a binding to is layer mode active. So at binding private var is layer mode active bool init. Oops. Hey, that's exactly. Well, so they're not very smart about these because this just gives me a bool. And I don't think this even compiles, right? I guess it does. No, it doesn't. Okay. I was going to say, that doesn't seem like it makes sense. So yeah, this autocomplete isn't quite smart enough. This is what we want here. And then we want to set this to that. So now we can go back to our content view. And instead of this, we now have our layer button. Is layer mode active, and then we need to set a state in here. I don't know why I explicitly set the types in both of these cases. Probably because I did the same thing in both cases where I was just like on autopilot. But yeah, is layer mode active? Is layer mode active? Hooray! So that's just going to set that here and there. We have an H stack. We have a button. We have our film strip. I feel like I need to clean this up before I start messing with actually doing stuff. So let's just clean up our life a little bit. Gallery button. Because otherwise it's going to get unwieldy to work with. We have a frame. So this is basically our film strip container. Let's just keep going with that. Or here, let's just call this sidebar. Canvas sidebar. Hey, this is that same dev who, or not dev, but musical artist who makes songs that are way too loud. Pretzel is very slow at going on to the next one. There we go. One thing I'm trying to understand with buttons is why is the default behavior that the click only registers when you click on the content inside it, i.e. the text or the icon. Does not register the click on the button blackspace unless you give it a content shape. What is the reasoning why it's like that? Seems odd that it's the behavior. So how are you building your button? Because yeah, I had to learn the same thing. And that it turns out that that's not straightforward, basically. The answer is basically that, yeah, you need to give it an actual... I'm trying to figure out how to word what I'm saying. When you have like a button and you give it extra space by doing something like padding, what it's doing is it's actually taking your button and it's putting it inside another view, and that other view is what has that surrounding area. And so the reason why it doesn't hit the button is because you're actually not hitting the button. You're hitting the view around the button. And so that's why you need to kind of provide that content shape to say, no, here's where the button actually is, even when there's not actually a button there. And the same is true with frame as well. Like all of these things, they seem like they're setting properties on the view, but really every time you create a view modifier, you're creating another view around your view. So like when you say button blah 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 dot frame 2020, sorry, that's too small, 200 something like that, all you're really doing is you're putting another view around your button, and your button itself doesn't actually your button itself is not that big, is basically what's going on. I can demonstrate that visually in just a second. Let me finish doing this. What is this? Canvas sidebar. The view is being picked up the other view that's not past the button. Yeah. I think if I show this visually, it might make more sense, but let me finish up what I'm doing here. Oh, crap. Do those wrapping views show up in the view debugger too? Yeah. And that's exactly what I was going to demonstrate. Okay, this is not going to work quite as well as I'd hoped, so we're just going to ignore that for a second. We're going to go back into here. But yeah, let me just create like a brand new project to make it make more sense. So if I have a button here, and I'm just going to give it a title, basically. Title, mono's button, and an action, print, time, mono. And then I say frame width 100, height 100. No, that's yeah, no, we'll start there. 120, 120, 140, 140, 160, 80, 100. So this should basically say we got a button and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other views around it. Struck me as an odd thing that's kind of default when you do any sort of styling on the button. I found the answer quickly, but it was just like, why is this the way? Yeah, this is why it's the way. Is because it's something that you kind of have to just wrap your head around with regards to SwiftUI, is that every view modifier returns a different view. I think that's always true. But yeah, so let's do what Atomorph said and take a look at the view debugger. Look at that. We got a bunch of different buttons. This is not actually how I expected that to look. So I'm wondering if I did something else wrong. Is it maybe when you do multiple different frame ones, it doesn't do it? But if I put something in between it? Because yeah, now you should really be able to see it if I do this. Roy G. Biv. Yeah, you can see that it is kind of just creating, you know, like if it was only setting properties on that button, basically what it would be doing is it would be creating, you would have one final button that is the final size and the final color. You would not have all of these different colors. And so that's what's happening, is that this area over here, this is actually a bunch of other views, and this is not the button itself. It's just these wrapper views. Whereas your button, it's right here. And it actually responds to stuff. So that's what's going on there. Right, I think I need to... Yeah, I'm not going to make canvas sidebar just as VStack. We're not going to worry about that. Okay. The problem that I wanted to deal with is that I need this whole canvas to kind of move. And I guess I don't want the toolbar associated with that, so I kind of want to put it like in here. But we'll come back to that one in a minute. What I want to do now, canvas, and then I think what I want to start at is I'm going to apply like a 3D transform to this canvas. So can I do a transform 3D effect? Look at that. Apply transform 3D. Oh, Affine Transform 3D is only in Spatial, but Spatial does seem to be available on all of the platforms, which is weird. Okay. You refactored quite a bit, so you're building a view inside of the button, so now there is less view modifiers on the button itself. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And I forgot to finish that thought earlier. I said something along the lines. Which is that you want to put all of your scaling and stuff in the label and not on the button itself. So you kind of want to do, let me go back to my button toy. That if we do, instead of this, you know, you say Mono's button, it doesn't do anything, but then it's like label is text, Mono's button, and then you add all of this stuff to here. If I recall correctly, then now that whole area should be clickable. once it finishes running. Yeah, so now even if I click down here, you can see that the whole thing clicks. So yeah, that is why buttons are the way that they are. All right, so this said transform 3D effect, and then I can apply a define transform 3D, but that's because it's a single text, right? No. See, now you're gonna make me keep opening this thing, aren't you? Let's put a grid in here. Let's put a grid of. Can I do a yeah, can I do a grid row? And then I want to say image bolt image clock. Another row. What are some more? Image. Wait, these need to be system names. Yeah. I've ruined my life. Hold on. Heart is another one. What's one more SF symbol? Circle. X mark. There we go. So we got that. So then we just have this grid. If that was a H stack of text, spacer, text, the spacer isn't clickable. Can you add one being a space? Yeah, sure. The spacer in here. I think it should work. Oh God. So now the spacer is in like this area. And yeah, no, even if I click right here, you can see the whole thing is blinking. There's your space. I'm not closing this window again because I know you'll ask another question as soon as I do. All right, so here's our Affine Transform 3D. It can init with a pose. I'm curious about what this pose is. A structure that contains a 3D position and a 3D rotation. Fair enough, but I think what we want is just like, I guess I really just want to rotate it, right? Hey, it's the Vision Pro channel. Yes, it is. We are doing all kinds of Vision Pro stuff. How are you doing, Compile Swift? We found out that we cannot send you a Vision Pro on this stream, unfortunately. Affine Transform 3D. So basically, what does this do? Let's actually use your app so we can look at the view debugger again. So if I click the little isometric thing, so this is basically rotating a little bit in the X. If anyone should be sent one, it's you. Well, thank you. So it's being rotated a little bit in the, hey, thanks for the follow, IEFSU. You're the guy for eye socks when they come out. They had eye socks forever ago. Nobody bought them. IEFSU, are you a Internet Explorer user at Florida State University? Yeah, Perto, yeah. In case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about. iPod socks. They were a thing. You could buy just a bunch of socks. This was not a third-party accessory. Apple made these. Apple made the iPod socks. These were officially Apple branded. Yeah, you know, I was just thinking the same thing myself. I was like, man, this would be a cool thing to still have. Just iPod socks. And then I saw this. It's like AirPod beanies. I was like, that's dorky as heck. But iPod socks. We move every modifier in a button's label. That makes it possible to activate a button by tapping the background. Yes, the view modifiers on your button were making the space no longer clickable. Yep. right, so yeah, we want this to go, and it's rotating basically a little bit this way and a little bit this way. So what is that? That's like, what is it? Pitch, yaw, and roll. So it's pitching a little bit and it's yawing a little bit, but it's not rolling. Okay. I got to get out my hand to remember these things. No socket for your Apple Pen. The eye straw. That's a royal wave. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah. Wonder what view modifier makes it not clickable. So all of the view modifiers make it not clickable is what's happening. You can close the project. See, but now I used it. Now it's interesting to me as well. So yeah, we need it to yaw and pitch. I didn't close it. It's still open. Where's my transform 3D effect? Okay, so we need it to rotate. Yeah, I guess I need it. It's gonna say like X, Y, and Z, isn't it? Rotation 3D. This gives me an angle and an axis. But I need multiple angles and multiple axes. I mean, I guess I can just start with one and then the other. So let's say it rotates by 10 degrees. I don't know. What is that in radians? That's 1/36th, 1/18th of a radian. 1/18th pi. So affine transform 3D. Why is this not working? Affine transform 3D. Init with a rotation. That's math is what it is. Yeah, no. We try not to do math on this stream, but sometimes it's inevitable. What is an angle 2D? Apple. Stop making me do this kind of stuff. Hey, it actually takes degrees, though. That means we can do less math. Angle 2D. Degrees. 10 degrees. You're setting up the test flight for endless hurdles, and there's an on-off testing on Apple Vision Pro? No, I mean, it's not that early. Some people do have it already. And obviously Apple has it, so. Rotate the view or draw a rotated view on the original 3D plane. That's a good question. I'm hoping that it actually rotates it. If it doesn't, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. What is my rotation axis? X. No, I can't do that. Are you kidding me? I can give it an XYZ. So let's just say, oh, here's type properties. Okay, thank God. I was gonna say, oh, look, I can actually do X and Y. So let's actually just start with X. Dot X. But I actually might just want to say like, oh, just do it in X. See, this is the other problem is I don't remember what the ones are. Is it Z is like this direction, right? Z is this direction. X comes out of the screen at you? No, that's not right. Y is this direction. Z, no, I don't know. Let's just see what this does, and we'll figure out which one's X and Y by that. Okay, so X is horizontal to the screen. Now, what I'm seeing here that is not good is that this is like separating from its background. That's what's going on here. It's not quite what I want. So that's X. That's the one direction I don't want it to rotate, right? No, I do want it to rotate that way. But I want it to rotate the other direction. So we want it to rotate -10 degrees, X. And then I think I want it to rotate around Z. Oh god, that didn't do what I wanted either. No, it did. It just also clipped. Okay, so let's bring this back to 10. That's on around X. And then I guess Y. Do right hand finger guns to the screen with your middle finger at a right angle. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I was trying the right hand rule. But A, I don't really remember enough of how that works. So this was around Y. And so yeah, I think I want to go around Y and X. And not around Z. No. I don't know. I think I need to make this thicker, for one thing. Because right now this is not making any sense. Where's our app? We need like the app level 1. Can you vision app? Yeah, because we made our depth 0.1 meters, but our width is bigger than that. So let's just make this a whole meter. Okay. Well, this is a problem because our thing is at the back of this view. And we want it to be more at the front, but yeah, we need it to pull forward. The whole view needs to pull to the front of this view. It's no longer a flip book, it's a flip whiteboard. There we go. Where is content view? Oh, you know what I can do? I think we know which room this will be used in when it's released and it's not the kitchen. Yeah, see? Kinyo belongs in a museum. We're gonna go to the museum. That's not... Okay, so I mean, you can kind of see this bar coming out. But what's weird is... Okay, so this is still clipping. Even when we made that thing so much thicker. Can we draw like a box? Come down and put your green and red arrows away. So we need this whole thing to come to the front of the view. So I guess we need to apply this to our geometry reader. Dot transform 3D effect. Yeah, I know. I had to use it. Say the line, Bart. So what is this in? Is this in meters? Because the other thing made me give meters. The other thing made me specify. And we played around with making it astronomical units at one point, and the simulator was very unhappy at us for that. Where T is a binary floating point. But what it... Mars rover's incidence, yeah. I made it too big and I accidentally put it in the sun. Yeah, so if we go here, canvas, not canvas, Kineo Vision app, default size is 1.7711 in meters. What I haven't figured out is I need to say the same thing. Affine transform 3D rotation. And then even here, angle 2D is in degrees. Sorry. If I say translation, init with a translation. That translation is an offset, which is a vector 3D. I can just say up. Forward? I don't know. But that doesn't tell me how far we're translating it. It tells me what axis we're translating it in, but not where we're going with it. That didn't seem to do anything. Let's see. Does Hacking with Swift have an example for this yet? Affine transform 3D. Create a projective transform from the specified affine transform. This isn't that channel with ban hacking with Swift. It did at one point. It no longer has that. The scale component of the projective transform. No, that's just a scale. Never mind. That's not what I want at all. The other thing that I could try to do. I almost wonder if there's like a 3D position. So hang on. Where was that stuff about Windows? Hey, good night, donuts. I'm getting there. You want to routine ban Apple documentation? So, I mean, the closest that you have to that is banning Dash, which I think is a thing that you can do. Or did I turn all of that off? I turned all of that off. That would be rough. Even worse than normal GPT gaslighting. Yeah, because it has never heard of that. I still argue with GPT all the time where it still thinks that England has a queen. Time to crash Xcode until the ban options come back. I guess I just want SwiftUI, right? I mean, does this sample code have some of the information? That would probably be a good thing to look at. Scenes, Windows. Windows. I think maybe Windows is what I want to look at. Positioning and sizing windows. Have you thought about Kineo dark mode for Vision OS? What do you mean by that? Vision OS doesn't have a separate light mode, dark mode. Thinking that light mode might burn retina. Oh, that's a good point. Apple, that is why you should give me a developer kit so that I can find out whether or not it burns your retinas. You get it by default when the battery runs down. I don't know why I'm so tired. I know exactly why I'm so tired. Specify a volume size. Yes, okay. But how do I move it? Although you can specify a volume size in points, it's typically better to use physical units like the above code, which specifies the size in meters. Hey, thanks for the sub, Biozol. Oh no, hey, thanks for the sub, Compile Swift, who has given a sub to Biozol. Yeah, see, this lets me specify a window. I kind of want to create just like, give me a new window so that I can understand what the heck I'm even looking at. Trying to pay back my mess up yesterday. Yeah, thank you. I definitely did not do that well. What I want to do here is I want to just like fill this with a rectangle. What happens if I do this? Rect 3D requires conformative view. Okay. How do I create like a 3D model? Compile Swift, you're a sub. You can do that for free. Is there a window alignment option to the front of the volume? How would I know? I can't look at this. No. We'll find out in a second, won't we? It's the thought that makes it more malice driven. Hey, what you haven't done is the timeout with bits, where you can time out mono or vice versa. So yeah, let's just try sticking like a rectangle dot red or color dot red to the back of this. Because I think that's going to go to the front. Or sorry, that's going to go to the back of the thing. Yeah, what I want is like, show me the whole box, basically. Waiting till he has a question. Yeah, so that's definitely at the back of that box. How do I say I want something at the front of the box? This is the wrong window. Okay, now we're going to close Mono's project. Yeah, you said, is there something that gives us like a position? There's a default position, but this all seems like 2D stuff. Leading, trailing, top, bottom. Okay, we're gonna go pull open the sample code that we downloaded and see if it tells us anything about this. We did download the sample code, right? We did not download the sample code. All we downloaded was Twitch brand assets. Let's go find that sample code again. Oh, is it over here? Yeah, it's over here. Present different modules using a navigation stack. Display an interactive globe in a new scene. Module includes a button titled View Globe, which opens a 3D interactive globe in a new window. Sorry. Let's just build around this and see what we get. Nice. Did my chat die just in time for that to happen and I didn't catch any of it? But perfect. Yes, that's exactly how that's supposed to be used. Oh, hey, Apple sample code doesn't build anymore. Great. Oh, okay. So we're going to just dig through here until we find out what we want. So there's a module. Model is showing globe. Model is showing orbit. Dismiss immersive space. I want, yeah, what is opening windows? Open window with an ID of modules. So where is that ID? Open window with a given ID. So I need like where are the scenes defined? Are they defined over here? Hey, this looks right. Module.globe.name, default size. So this just has a globe. This has an orbit. This has a solar system. These are more immersive. So this is what I want here. What is this globe? So the globe has a Z-stack with alignment. Is that what I need to do? Do I need to put it in a Z-stack? That doesn't make sense. Or does it? I mean, I won't be able to run any of these previews because this sample code doesn't build. He says, and then maybe it worked. No, this is never going to work. Because this is going to try to launch the simulator, but it's basically going to say, hey, it doesn't build. Because of that other issue that you had earlier. But yeah, okay, let's look at Z-stack. Maybe that's the whole deal. Alignment. Takes an alignment. And nothing about this is new. This is just alignment on a horizontal and vertical. Apple, help me. You're my only hope. Expansion of macro observation tracked. Produced an unexpected init accessor. What does that mean? Can we make this not observable? Okay, I didn't like that. I think we need to go back into here and just keep trying stuff. So what I want to know how to like build my own 3D models basically without resorting to Reality Kit. And yet all we have is this reality view. So if we have reality view, I'm confused. Presenting windows and spaces, positioning and sizing windows. We already looked at positioning and sizing windows. Display 3D content in a volume. A volume is a type of window that grows in 3 dimensions. To create a volume, add a window group seen to your app and set its style to volumetric. Style tells Swift to create a window for 3D content, include any 2D or 3D views you want in your volume. You can also add a reality view to build your content using Reality Kit. The following example creates a volume with a static 3D model of some balloons stored in the apps bundle. System sets the initial position of each window and volume at display time. System also adds a window bar to allow someone to reposition the window or resize it. I mean, I get it, but say more. There were no API changes to window group for Vision OS. That doesn't sound right at all, because it definitely got that like position stuff. Just beat Eaglenaut to first. First what? Because that first subscriber badge goes to like, I think the first 10 subscribers ever. So you probably both have that. But if you mean the #1 gifter, I think that's per month too, so it may have reset recently. Take what you can get just to beat the bot, yeah. I mean, that's fair. So, yeah, this allows us to set default size, but I'm not seeing anything in here that sets position.
Who is #1 now?
I've done so much explaining of Toast. Wait, why can't I reject that? I was trying to give you your points back. It won't let me. Okay, I owed Mono 1 to an entire stream. It's not gonna happen right now. But do you have to redeem it? No, you don't have to redeem it. I will accept. I mean, I normally do. Here, let me show you my screen. Or actually, let me just open it on this stream. Normally, I definitely do. I don't know why it's not letting me in this case. Stream twitch.tv. No, dashboard.twitch.tv is where we want to go. And if I go into Stream Manager, I'm gonna mute just so that we. No, we're not gonna mute. Oh god, how do I go to the thing before it? Okay, so thankfully that's muted. It's in here. Channel points reward queue. And normally in here, what I see, and so here's like compile swifts and your name of variable. Here, I'll give you back your points for name of variable. And I'll give compile swift his points back for crashing Xcode. But for whatever reason, I don't have it for... Yeah, I mean... Explain to us to Mono is not in this list at all. Is there something... Oh. Skip rewards request queue. Yeah, no. Alright. We're also going to turn this off because now we have an entire Mono Toast stream. So I'm obligated to explain, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I will do an entire Toast stream at Mono's behest where he is able to ask me anything about Toast. We will do a Toast AMA stream. It's not going to be tonight. I want to figure this out. But yes, we will definitely do a Toast AMA. If you want it to be the Friday night stream, I can do it on the Friday night stream. Or I can do like a weekend stream. Let's go look at this like Model 3D. I don't know what I'm doing. Washing your hair. How about Saturday? Mono says Friday stream. I want the ability to create my own 3D models, basically. I want to compose them out of 3D shapes. Rule should have been the only do it if Mono does another stream. I don't understand how to do this. So, we have the Affine Transform 3D. We're going to come back to this. What is this in? Because, like, degrees make sense. That's fine. What is the... I mean, scale is just a multiplier. What is the Vector 3D unit of measurement? That's what I want to know. A set of dimensions? Dimension 3D set? A set of dimensions. That's not helpful. You really wanted to do last night, but got very absorbed into head down working and yelling at buttons. You wanted to do what last night? Oh, you wanted to stream. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this creates a transform, but I don't know... What is this in? What is the Vector 3D units? Why is this opening in Lottie? Incorrect, sir. This is not what we're looking for. Okay. Color.red. We'll leave the color.red there. No. Dot translate. No. Dot affine. Dot 3D. What is the thing that we need? Transform 3D effect. There's that pose. I wonder if that's anything. But really, I think what I want is translation. What are my options? Vector 3D, size 3D. Don't use size 3D. Is this deprecated despite the fact that this is brand new? Oh, it's not brand new. Okay. Twitch market is saturated with raging Xcode users. So we have a translation of Vector 3D. A structure that defines a 3-element vector. Not helpful. I don't understand. What are the units? And I can create a vector 3D from a size 3D. But the size 3D is also not got any units. Right? Is there a geometry reader 3D? There is. This container differs from Geometry Reader in that it also reads available depth and thus also returns a flexible preferred depth to its parent layout. Use the 3D version only in situations where you need to read depth because it affects depth layout when used in a container like a Z-stack. So I kind of want to know, hey look, this gives me a size 3D. Okay, I can work with this. You can offer a Discord channel call-in during your stream. You used to do that. You haven't done it in a while. It do be good at reading geometry, though. Okay, so let's do a Geometry Reader 3D in our content view. Because we've already got a Geometry Reader. Why not go Geometry Reader 3D? That actually just straight up builds? Okay, that's a little concerning. I can't just print something here, can I? I guess I could. Let's make this our pencil one is let's make it the play one. Geometry Reader 3D. Unit point 3D also looks promising, though a default position uses a unit point, not a unit point 3D, yeah. I mean, is there a position 3D? No. See, that would have been the easy way to do that. Let's just print. Actually, let's dump size 3D. Proxy.size. And that'll happen when we click the play button. So, hey, you know what? We should put our content view back in here instead of just a red box so that we actually have that button so that we can click it. Imagine that. Also, where's our button? Where are any of our buttons? We're going to bring this back to 0.1 because I feel like that's probably causing some problems. There's our buttons. Okay, so we're going to click the play button. We're going to hope that gives us something. Width 2407, height 1360, depth 136. So a meter is 1,360. What? It seems weird that it's exactly 1,360. It's not, there's no dot to anything. Because like if we made this feet, I feel like it wouldn't be as even. So what is 1,360 what becomes a meter? Although look, that is even 2. Sound back on your simulator. 1,360 meter. Apple vector 3D points 2 meters. Convert vector. No, that's not gonna help. Point 3D returns the distance between 2 points. Okay, so scene kit uses meters. And clearly the thing that we're doing does not use meters because it uses something that's approximately 1,360th of a meter. So that's not helpful. Oh, here we go. Take SwiftUI to the next dimension. Will you tell me how things are measured? Vector 3D. This is a gesture. Hey, our models look great from the front, but remember, we're in 3D. A change of perspective reveals that our objects are back face aligned, as if their bounding boxes were flush against the plane behind all 3 of them. This is the default alignment for 3D content in SwiftUI. If we want to change that, we can specify the depth alignment to use in a frame depth modifier. I can pass the object's size for the depth and specify that I want the model's front faces aligned instead of the back. Okay, that's useful. Now the views all have their front faces aligned instead. Now I want to give each object a label. I can give that. Okay, we'll start there. Okay, this is helpful. So we provide a frame and we provide an alignment. And apparently we can provide a thing to that. So let's go content view. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to do this. We're going to set this back to 1. And we're going to do a content view. And we're going to say frame depth. I don't think that's what we want. We don't want depth. We do want depth. I'm so confused. Okay, so you want the depth. Why does it say depth, but then it also says alignment front? I am confused. Let's say 0, and then let's just say front. That didn't do anything. Depth of the space is 1. Depth of the window could be 0.1. Alignment front. Depth of the space is 1. I don't understand what you mean by depth of the space. Because I said, yeah, I did set the depth of the space to 1 here. Depth of the window could be 0.1. Sure, let's try it. But, yeah. What I don't understand... Because the depth of the space isn't 1. The depth of the space was like 1,360. Let's just say 1,000. I honestly can't tell if anything's happening to these. Hey, there we go. Okay. That's a lot closer to what I want. Okay, but what if I want these in the center? Okay, so let's do that. Let's just align everything in the center. So where's this H stack go? Okay, so that's aligned in the center now. I'm gonna get this canvas. Let's get rid of our... Where's our... Oh. Is our glass background effect for canvas on here? Do we have a canvas background effect on this at all? It's clearly not in here because this is not a SwiftUI view. Here it is. And yeah, we did have the glass background effect after the thing. So let's put it here. Okay, there we go. We're getting somewhere. Look at that. I need the anchor point on this to change. How do I do that? How to set the anchor point of a rotate effect in relevant center? I just want to make sure that I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing. Yeah, because I want this to be centered with that thing. Do I need to change the depth of it in order to do that? So the answer to that question is yes, then I'm okay with that, but... If I recenter my camera. Button to do that, right? Oh, oh. Good enough. So yeah, let's try this, and then let's try this. Oops, I think I went the wrong direction. I mean, this is getting close to what I want. I'm gonna need Nutter here in a second because he's the animation expert. Is it possible to CI cat transforms together? Can cat transforms together? I think that's what we're trying to do right now. I'm having a little bit of trouble. Is it because I'm trying to rotate the rotation instead of rotating the transform? No? That seems to be fine. Rotation 3D. Yeah, I can rotate the rotation. Rotated by rotation 3D. Angle. Angle 2D. Degrees. -10. Axis.x. I think that's what I'm trying to do. Hey, there we go. Okay, so that's kind of the angle that I wanted at. We can workshop that later. Let's try animating that. Let's go ahead and say static let, private static let, full rotation equals, or no, full transform. Okay, because what I want to do... Yeah, now I need the SwiftUI animation tutorial again. So give me something way simpler than what you were showing me. Animation dot linear duration 1 value scale. This creates this button. This code creates a button that increases its scale effect by 1 each time it's pressed. So we set the state. Is animating needs to be a state. Okay, so at state private var is animating equals false. And then we're saying scale effect, we don't care about that. Animation linear duration, blah, blah, blah. And we want to say self is animating something the other. Okay, so we're going to say in here, self dot is animating, question mark, full transform, dot identity. Is that a thing? And define transform 3D dot identity. Sweet. And then we're going to say animation. Ease it out. Yeah, we'll make it over 1 second for now, just so we can see it. Animation was deprecated in Vision OS 1.0. Use with animation. With. That doesn't seem to be a thing. Value. What did it want? Animation. It wanted an animation of the value. Ease it out. Value. What is value? Is he animating? What do you want from me? A view that applies to animation to this view whenever value changes. Okay. And then finally it said on appear. Come on, do this the good way. Is animating equals true. To make our animation repeat, we use repeat forever. Okay, we can fix that. All right, let's see if that works. No. No, it doesn't. How to animate a card using offset, scale effect, rotation effect, and rotation 3D effect. See, now I would think transform 3D effect would be one of those. There's also rotation 3D effect, which... Can we just use that instead? Hey, look at that. This might actually be way easier than trying to do a transform. Rotation 3D effect, angle. Oh, it's even got an anchor. Look at that. Rotation 3D effect. This gives me a rotation 3D. See, now this is the bit that I need help. Like, this seems like it should be self dot is animating, self dot full transform, or define transform 3D identity. Nope, not that. Just identity. Anchor is center. Hey, look at that. Okay. I think I need to figure out, I don't know what I need to figure out. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, is there anything else I need to do? Yeah, you can provide this. You can say all of these. Axis, anchor, anchor Z. Yeah. I did everything that I wanted. All right. I think that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank you all for watching. I will be back Friday night, apparently doing a stream entirely about answering Mono's questions about Toast. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I really want to figure out how to get it into like a good looking state. But actually, can I still draw on this? The answer is kind of. My cursor like goes through it when it's doing that, but nothing better than a moving canvas while drawing. Exactly. But yeah, no, what I would like to do is eventually have this where it's like, oh yeah, you've got a bunch of canvases. You've got a bunch of, yeah, that kind of stuff. Maybe also a convert existing project to Toast. I have a VOD for that. That already exists. YouTube.com @CocoType. There is a somewhere. Yeah, iOS app architecture with Toast. This was me taking Kineo and moving it to Toast, I believe. So yeah, that does already mostly exist. But I'm happy to do a you know, advanced Toast 201. Any questions about that? But yeah, this was, I believe this was taking, no, this may have just been breaking up. This may have already been Toast, and then I was just breaking it up. So maybe I will go back and do, yeah, I've got another app that's not Toast right now, but it is still pretty simple. So yes, here's what we're gonna do. Friday stream will be the first introduction of the other secret app that I've been talking about for a couple days, because we will take the secret app and we'll Toast that, and so you all get to see this app for the first time. It is very bare bones. Let me set expectations. It has almost nothing to it yet, but but it is an app. And yeah, we'll take it and we'll turn that into Toast. It does already have a bunch of separate modules, but I've just been doing them in Xcode, so we'll do that. It's a zombie/skeleton theme app. Yes, bare bones. I get it, but yeah, no, it's pretty minimal in terms of functionality right now. Mostly because it's like 95% a watchOS app. That I just felt like, oh, I guess I should make an iOS app that goes along with this watchOS app. If it's Duke Nukem, I'm walking. It is not. It is not Duke Nukem. But yeah, no. So yeah, that'll be Friday's stream. It'll be a 1-2 punch of Toast work and introducing a new app. So that'll be then. I hope to see you all then. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your week. Bye.